to my channel. Today I decided I'm going to do a frog. I got this frog from Resin, as I've never made it before. I just got it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of eyes into him. I've picked out these little froggy eyes. I think they'll look cute. I got two of them. There we go. We're going to put them in. And he's got, he must be a bullfrog because he's got the little, I don't know if you could see them here. He's got the little membranes behind his eyes. So I was thinking I would paint those a different color. And I'm going to use this chameleon powder. This one's a blue gold green. I figured that would look kind of cool for his little membranes there behind his eyes. And then the rest of him is going to be this red, golden, green color. I was kind of thinking it looked like it was fire. So I wanted to make him like a fire frog or a fire toad. I'm not sure which way you go. So I'm going to mark his eyes, as I should have done that already and I didn't. And then I'm going to UV them in so that they can stay in there when I pour in the resin. So let me go mark these eyes and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've now marked his eyes, okay, so I can tell which way is up when I put him in the mold. So now I'm going to get just my UV resin, just a smidge here. There we go. I'm going to put a little dab in his eye. A little dab in the other eye. Let's see, did I get that right? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to move that around a little bit. That's a way big dab. Okay, I put a little dab of UV resin in his eye sockets. And now I'm going to put the eyes in. Hopefully get them the way I want them to be. I think they should be up and down. And up and down. Okay, I think that's where they need to be. Let's get my little UV resin light here. Give it a little cure. And I'll do both sides so that they cure nicely. Alright, let's see. I think they're going to look okay. Cure them from this side. And they look like they're glowing green, don't they? Okay. A little bit more cure there. And that takes care of that for the moment. Alright. And I think I just moved them out of there. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm good. Gonna add a little bit more resin to them just to secure them in place for when I'm doing the little membranes there. make sure they stay in place. Alright. I think that UV resin is about empty. Let's cure these guys again. Move you guys so you can see a little better. Actually, if I just unplug my UV light. There we go. Get you back over here where you belong. There we go. Alright. I think those are probably pretty well secured at this point. Do a little bit on this side. Okay. Alright. Now, his eyes are done. Okay. So I've done his eyes and UV'd them in. We're going to try adding some chameleon powder just to his little brains right here. Yeah, that's better. Alright, that's perfect. That's what I wanted. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably not, but that's okay. I'll show you it after I get it painted. Just want a little bit on his little membranes here. Oh, I think I missed this one a little bit here. I may have to go in there with my little micro brush and clean this up. Get a little bit of alcohol in here. Okay, that's a little better. Oh, alright, let's close you up. Put you to the side. We're gonna take my little wet one here, wipe in there a little bit. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get a little bit over there. See if I can get a little bit more in here. Okay, I think that looks good. Alright, you guys can kind of see, I think, if I do it this way. There you go, yeah. Alright, you see his eyes? And I got his little membranes there colored in. There we go. Now, I am just going to put this stuff to the side. I'm going to mix up my resin, and I'm going to add this chameleon powder to it. And then I'm going to pour it in here, and we're going to see how he turns out. So I'll be right back after I mix up my resin. Okay, so I decided to paint his toes black. I was going for like a burnt look on his toes, kind of like lava. So you know how lava flows down and when it cools off it turns black. And now I'm just cleaning up the mold a little bit to make sure that, you know, there's not an extra mica powder anywhere. And then I'm going to add my color to my resin, which I've done. And as you can see, it's kind of a gold reddish color, so it looks like fire. Reminds me of fire. So I thought that that would be kind of cool to put as my first frog. I have bought another frog mold, so I'm going to try a different frog and see how that one turns out and do different colors in them. The other frog has different toes. So I'm pouring my resin in, and I just want to make sure that I have enough, and I realized I do not have enough, so he's a little short, so I have to make up some more resin. Then I've sped this up so that, you know, it doesn't take so long to watch.
And if you want, you can fast forward. Here I am. I've mixed up the additional resin, and now I'm just pulling the resin up to make sure it covers his toes. I actually had extra resin because I made too much, so I'm not exactly sure what the ounces are for this mold. I'll have to figure that out next time. This is only my third video, so I'm still learning how to do editing. I'm still learning how to do the voiceovers and figure out, how to make the channel more interesting to people. So I had the extra and I decided to fill up this snail. So I'm just trying to make sure I get any bubbles out. So I was squishing it there a little bit, and now I'm just filling it up with the extra. And I am done filling him up almost. I think I've got a little bit left here that I can scrape out of there and add to it. And then we'll be ready to let them sit. And we'll come back for the demolding day.
Welcome back. It's reveal day. Alright, I've got him a little more out of his mold here. And I think I should be able to get the rest of him out fairly easy. Let's try and get him out and see how he looks. Alright, well, the mold survived. Alright, I have some trimming up to do here. He's a webbed frog. Alright, let's turn him over and see how he looks. Oh, look at him. He's very cute. Oh, I have a lot of cleaning up to do on his legs here, because look at, there's a lot of little over spillage here, but other than that, he looks pretty nice. And his little membrane parts came out just the way I wanted them. And his eyes look pretty good. I like that. Now I'll just have to draw in his mouth, clean up his toes, and he'll be ready for hopping about. Alright, now, I also had some extra, and I threw it in snail mold. I'm not quite sure I got his antennas in there, so they may not have poured well. But let's take him out too and see how he looks. I like snails. I have a snail army. A bunch of snails. Bigger than this one, of course. Alright. Let's see if we can't get him off of here. I've only poured this snail one other time, and I think he was missing his antennas. So hopefully this time I'll get his antennas. But I'm not sure, because he was a little hard to do. Alright, let's put that back in, and we're going to turn him over and see. Well, 3 of the 4 antennas. He's got this antenna here. He's missing this antenna here, but he does have his front antennas. So, I could always try and pour another piece. I knew it didn't want to go down there. Or I could break this one off and he'll just have short antennas. Or maybe we just leave him a one-antennaed snail. He looks pretty good in the same color. I could do some little outlines on him, maybe. Maybe do some gold here on both sides. So he has his gold curl. I think that would look really good there. Well, let's see. We'll try that and see how it looks. Alright, I'm going to draw a little face on the little frog here. Give him his little lips. I'll try drawing on this snail. Maybe do this little curl here in gold. And we'll see how they look. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I've blinged up my little snail and my little frog. I did some gold paint pens on his little snail shell here. I think the gold goes really well with this color. And I did it on this side. Still haven't decided what to do with his little antenna there, but we'll come back to that at another point. I'll move him over there. And as for my froggy, I painted his mouth and I glued a little butterfly to his nose. So there's his mouth, and I glued a little black butterfly so it matches his feet to his nose, and he kind of looks like he's looking at it because he looks a little cross-eyed, but that's okay because now he looks like he's looking at the little butterfly, and the butterfly might be one of his little tasty morsels. So what'd you think? Did they turn out pretty good? All right, so until next time, bye.